Welcome to this episode of the SwimSwam podcast. I'm your host, Coleman Hodges, and joining me today, six-time World Championship medalist from these 2023 World Championships in Fukuoka, two-time world champion. She's an American record holder. Today, we are sitting down with Kate Douglas. What's up, Kate? How's it going?
Hello, I'm good.
You're back in Charlottesville, but are you still in school?
I'm starting grad school. Yeah. So classes start on Tuesday.
What? What are you going to grad school for? And how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm getting my master's in statistics. I was a statistics undergrad major, and it kind of was just a pretty easy transition to go from the major into the graduate school program here. And, I knew I would be here to swim and train with the team at UVA for at least the next year. So I wanted to have something else to pass the time and to also kind of further my career after swimming along. So statistics is something I've been interested in, and I'm excited to, get another degree in that.
What do people with degrees in statistics do? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a popular question. So this summer I actually had a remote internship with Dell that I was doing while training. And that was super cool. I was just doing data analytics for their enterprise resiliency team. And I mean, you could really do data analytics for a lot of different, companies and just like a lot of different fields. So I think that's why I like it. So that was a cool experience. And I really enjoyed, just being able to kind of have that experience while swimming this summer.
What was it called? What resiliency?
In enterprise resiliency.
What does that mean?
So I mean, I kind of worked on a project where I guess enterprise resiliency is really just, how you prepare for disasters at company sites, and how to keep the company, moving and working while there's possibly disasters happening at certain sites that, are important to the company, I guess. So that was kind of my project, was just looking at all the Dell sites around the world and around the US, and kind of looking at their financial and disaster risk using data analytics and probability.
Wow, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Once you explain it, once I know what it means, it's like, oh, okay, sounds pretty neat.
Yeah.
Do you
Cool.
so you've obviously got time to figure it out, but do you have any sense of a direction you'd want to go once you are pursuing a more long-term career?
I mean, I don't think I know exactly what I want to do. I think this summer was a good kind of experience. And I don't know if it's something that, I don't know if I'd want to do exactly what I did this summer forever, but I definitely would love to have a job, doing data analytics for, a company in the future. It's definitely like a pretty broad term, which I think is great. So hopefully while I'm still swimming, I can keep gaining more experience in that field and kind of figure that out.
Nice. Well, congrats on getting your master's. Are you someone who enjoys school? Like, are you excited for grad level classes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would say I enjoy school. I mean, I obviously don't hate it if I'm going back to it, for another 2 years. But I think it's really just I wanted something to kind of pass the time in between practice. I didn't want to just swim this year. And so this grad school was a great option for that, to kind of just keep me busy. I don't know if I would say I'm particularly excited to continue taking stat classes, but I don't know. I'm excited, I think, getting, a master's degree. And that will be great. But yeah, it's really just something to keep me busy and pass the time.
Totally. Which, I mean, I'm not someone who is very interested in school either, but I think for a professional athlete in your shoes, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, like you said, gives you something to keep your mind off of swimming, which is not what we're here for today. We're all swimming today, aside from the past 5 minutes. So let's dive into this. Did you take some time off after World Championships? Are you back into the swing of training now as well?
Yeah, no, we haven't started training yet. I haven't swam since the relay at the end of the meet, I guess. Um, no, we start training next week when classes start. It'll be a pretty gradual ease into things. We'll start with like lifting and then practices. But yeah, no, nothing right now. Haven't exercised in a while.
Are you just going to be training pretty like with the team as normal? Do you have anything that's going to stand you out as like a pro, like you're going to do this while they're doing that?
I mean, I think it'll be pretty similar to what I've done the past few years. I'll try to train with the team as much as I can because honestly, like it's more fun to be around my friends and around people than to be training on my own, and Todd knows that too. So yeah, I'll just train with the team for the most part, and obviously when they go to meets, I'll stay behind, and I'll definitely try to go to, more long course meets throughout the year, leading up to trials that I wouldn't get to go to, if I was on the college team. So that'll be different.
Do you think you'll do World Cups in the fall?
I don't know. I'm not sure about those yet. I was maybe going to go to one stop, but they're pretty early on in the fall, and since I'm taking like a big break right now, I don't know if I'm going to feel, ready to go compete in a few weeks.
Fair enough. Even though I feel like on paper you can throw down anytime. We've seen it before, but it's your career, obviously. Uh,
Yeah.
so okay, World Championships coming off of trials. You'd qualified in 3 individual events. Obviously there were some opportunities for relays there as well. How did you feel about trials overall heading into training camp for Worlds?
Yeah, I was really happy with trials and how it went. My goal was to make more than one individual event, and I did that, and that was great because yeah, in the past I've just gone for one individual and a relay, and I kind of just wanted to have a bigger part on the team and swim more races at world champs. So that was great that I got to make 3 individual events, and yeah, I mean, I think I was just really proud of myself for taking on all of those races, and just doing the double at the end of the meet, the 2 IM and the 50. I did think, yeah, just it kind of showed myself that I could continue to race for a 5-day meet and still go fast. So yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah, and then just leading into training camp, or sorry, at training camp. Can you tell me about your experience there? In Singapore, Todd was not there, or I don't. Todd might have been there, I guess, but Blair was a coach on staff as well. So just what athletes were you working with, and what coaches were you working with in Singapore?
Yeah, no, Todd wasn't there. It was Blair who was there, but it was definitely awesome that we had Blair there, and then I had 3 other of my teammates, Maxine, Gretchen, and Alex. So we kind of just stuck to the same training that we'd been doing before nationals, and yeah, I would train with Alex and Gretchen and Maxine when we had the same practices, and we were training under Blair, and Todd was sending me practices to do. So, it was pretty similar to what I would be doing at home.
When you have 2 meets back to back like that, similar to a conference NCs, you've done a trials and then a big meet several times at this point, but it's such a long period to kind of maintain being at top form, which again, you have a lot of experience doing, but what is there a different feeling? Taper has such a lot of weight to it, but at this point it's not like you're like fully tapering for one or the other. It's just kind of like you're getting prepared for both. Do you think that's a fair way to say it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's something that I'm able to, trust Todd and have confidence in him to, I kind of just I do what he tells me to do and trust that it's going to work out. But yeah, it's definitely hard to go from a full taper and then have to go back to training for a few weeks and then kind of rest again. It's hard and it doesn't feel very good the second time around. It's definitely a lot harder the second time around. But yeah, it's something that we're all used to doing. So try not to stress too much about that.
Were there highlights for you from the training camp? Was Singapore cool?
Yeah, no, the whole experience was super cool. It was awesome that we got to see the city. We were able to kind of explore a little bit in our free time, which was great. So yeah, it was definitely a cool experience there.
Yeah. And then, heading over to Fukuoka, you knew you were going to have a big schedule. You start racing on the first day with that 400 free relay. What are you doing to prepare yourself on day one of an 8-day meet, knowing you've got a very big agenda ahead of you?
Yeah, I mean, I had to just take it really just one day at a time. I knew it would be a long meet. I swam almost every single day, and it was exhausting. But yeah, I think just focusing on just one day, one event at a time was great. And I think this year, what I kind of did this differently than, previous years, like in that 200 IM, I kind of like backed off a little bit on prelims and semifinals, which I think was smart because then that was the day one of like an 8-day meet. It'd be hard to keep going if I kind of went all out on every single race that I swam. So I think it was smart of me to do that. I definitely cut it a little close in the 2IM semis. That wasn't planned, but it worked out, so it's okay.
As a viewer of that 200 IM semifinal, I was sweating a little bit. Can you take me through
Yeah.
that race, particularly just what your plan was in terms of conserving energy and trying to execute that 200 IM? And then, obviously, it was a very tight race at the end, but it all ended up working out fine, and you advanced to the final.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like I was definitely stressed going into that final session because I only had like 20 to 25 minutes in between the 2IM and the relay, which wasn't much time at all. And I knew that I would have to, give a good anchor on that relay to, be able to get them the medal that we wanted. So I kind of was planning on just cruising the 2IM a little bit and just, seeing energy. So that was kind of the goal. And yeah, I kind of just wanted to stay ahead of the pack in the 2IM, and I kind of could tell on the last 50 where I was. So my plan was just to like, beat the person next to me and the rest of the field of what I could see, but yeah, I definitely didn't see everyone else on the other side of me touch before me. But it worked out fine. And yeah, then I only had like 10 minutes of warm down afterwards to get ready for the relay. So it was honestly really good that I did that because otherwise I probably would have been really exhausted in that 100 freestyle relay.
Yeah, I mean, and you were able to drop a 52.2 anchor in that relay. I believe you passed China to get to touch second and earn that USA silver. What was were the other women in that relay, pumping you up or giving you any sort of motivation beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just like a really fun group of girls. The four of us were super excited to be on a relay together. So it was kind of like a chill ready room, and we were kind of just ready to have fun with it. And so yeah, I think that helped that I was just like excited. And, we were all like, first relay of the meet. Like it was just a lot of fun. And yeah, I definitely knew that the pressure was on me to give a good last leg there. And yeah, I've been really excited about the 100 free this whole summer. So I was excited to race it for the first time there.
Yeah. I mean, I have to. You guys earn a silver medal. You all have a great swim, and then Australia is nearly 4 seconds ahead. And I mean, it's kind of it's kind of amazing, right? What they were able to accomplish at this meet, and uh, as a competitor, I'm curious about your perspective on seeing them and how that might motivate you moving forward, especially in this Olympic year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely watching them was just like amazing. We were just like, I wow, I can't believe like we all went really fast and they're still so far ahead of us on that relay. But yeah, it was just, kudos to them. They had a great meet and they all went so fast. And yeah, that's definitely motivation, to want to be like that in the future and to want to be so dominating like that in that relay. But yeah, they were fun to watch this meet for sure.
So moving forward into your 2 IM final, did you swim that morning?
Um, no, I did not race that morning,
Okay,
if
so you
I
had the
can
morning.
remember correctly.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, I know it's a lot, but had the morning off of racing at least. 2 IM final. What's your race plan there? Obviously you were conserving energy throughout prelims and semis, so I'm guessing you were pretty confident that you had a good swim in you. But how did you want to execute that race specifically, and do you feel like you were able to?
Yeah, I mean, I think this summer I kind of got like more confident in my execution of that race, where I could kind of go like a little easy on the fly, like not use too much energy and still go pretty fast in that, and then go try really hard on the backstroke because that is my weakest leg. And then I kind of know that my breaststroke and my freestyle are going to be good no matter what. But yeah, that finals race, I definitely don't think it was a very good race. Like, I don't know. I was so far behind in the backstroke, it was so bad. I have honestly no idea how I came back, but yeah. After watching it, I was like, yeah, no, that wasn't very good. But it turned out okay. The time wasn't that bad, so it was good.
What do you feel like the key for you is on a 50 long course backstroke in that 200 IM?
I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes I like my backstroke just feels like it's working, and sometimes it feels like I can't swim backstroke. And I definitely try to do a lot in warm up to try to just get that feeling of like feeling strong, and using like my arms and not my legs as much. Um, but yeah, sometimes I definitely think I just get like super stressed out and I just like think too much about trying to go fast instead of trying to be like stronger in the water. And so yeah, I mean definitely this year we're gonna work on the backstroke a little bit more.
What does that look like? I mean, is that a technique thing? Is that just training backstroke more? Do you have an idea of or a plan of how you're going to improve backstroke?
Yeah, I mean I think it's just training backstroke more. We tried to do a little bit more this summer. Because really I would just do like just some like backstroke speed practices. And now I'm kind of trying to do more like aerobic backstroke. And when I do like a 200 free practice, like adding some backstroke in there and kind of just working on, yeah, just I think just doing more like aerobic backstroke this year.
Gotcha. That's exciting. I'm excited. Aerobic backstroke. Who doesn't love that? Uh,
I don't love it.
I feel like you're one of the few, but then you pulled a double that I don't think anyone's ever done. Certainly not on an international stage. I would have put money that you weren't going to do it, so I would have lost money. But you swam 200 breast, 100 free, which directly overlapped. They're on the same day of the
Yeah.
meet, so you had 3 sessions where you were swimming both of those events. I mean, take me through that, and especially with, talk about conserving energy through those rounds. Can you just tell me what you were focusing on at each stage for those 2 races?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, I had decided already, like, before going into the meet that I was going to do both of them. So I was prepared to do that. It was definitely a little nerve-wracking just knowing that I had to do all that racing in such a short period of time. But yeah, I mean, I definitely, the goal in like prelims and semis in those races for me was just to make it. Like in prelims, I was like, okay, I just need to make semifinals. Like I just need to stay far enough ahead to do that. And then in semis, I was like, I just need to make finals. It doesn't matter. Um, and yeah, it definitely, prelims definitely didn't feel good, especially after like having such a late night the night before. Um, but yeah, no, it was definitely like very difficult mentally to do it, but I'm just really proud of myself honestly for yeah, just like deciding to do that double and just yeah, just going all in. And I think before those races I was kind of like, no matter, you know, what place I get in them, I'm just proud of myself for taking this on. Um because you know, that just was something that's very difficult to do.
Dude, no kidding. That's so that was intense. But as a spectator, it was awesome to watch. And kudos and congratulations to you. You made both finals. You medaled in the 200 breaststroke. I'm curious about the 100 free final. Just never having swam that on an international stage before. I mean, I think in the 200 breast, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you medaled in that last summer. I'm guessing you had a good amount of confidence in that, and I think with the field that was presented there, you were a strong contender to medal. But in the 100 free, I think the competition was a little more stout, and again, first time swimming that on an international stage. How did you feel about that final?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, what you just said, I definitely felt, way more confident about being able to medal in the two breasts as opposed to the 100 free. I knew that that was like such a stacked final and like such a competitive group of girls, and it's always such a tight race. So I was definitely really nervous going into it. And, I was kind of like, if I medal, like that would be crazy because I was like, I don't really think I'm capable of doing that. So I was honestly really happy with getting fourth. That was better than I thought I would do going into it. I mean, yeah, it's definitely disappointing to not like be super close to my best time, but that's, what happens when, I do that many races beforehand. So yeah, I'm just, I was proud of myself for kind of just going in there and giving it my best and yeah, just racing, that really competitive group of girls.
Yeah, I had forgotten. I didn't realize you got fourth by 1/10 of a second. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah, you were right there.
Yeah, it's
Which
pretty
is
close.
again, congratulations. And then in terms of just performances on relays, I'm guessing on a relay you're just trying to swim your best for the team, but you threw down at least one 51 split, maybe two.
It was just one of them, I think. Yeah.
Was that on your radar at all as something that you thought you could do?
I mean, I don't think so. I definitely knew that I was capable of, I guess, probably going like a 52 low split. But yeah, no, I definitely was shocked when I heard that I went, yeah, 51 split. But yeah, I've been really excited about just racing the 100 free this year. I've been excited to race it instead of usually in the past, I feel like I've been just like afraid of it hurting. Um, and now I feel like I've just done some really good training for it where I feel confident that I'm going to finish the race no matter how bad it hurts. So I get excited to kind of go out there and race the person next to me. And yeah, when I went that 51.7, I think it helped that I was racing the Australians right next to me. And I just tried to go out as fast as I could and hold on. And I think that's why I was able to go so much faster than previous.
Yeah. And then to end the meet, you anchored the 400 medley relay. Up to this point, the U.S. hadn't won a relay gold at the meet, and it was a really pretty cool way to end the meet as a spectator and member of the media to see you guys kind of put that stamp on. I mean, you won it, but you also, like, in dominating fashion, you won by over a second. Was there? Can you take me to the ready room of that, or even before the ready room of just what was the mindset for that group of women going into that relay?
Yeah, I mean, I think just going into it, all of us were like, we want to win this, and like we're gonna win this. We were just, trying to be confident in ourselves and just kind of be confident in Team USA. And I think we all just wanted it so badly. And after seeing the guys win, we were like, okay, yeah, like we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be super cool. And it's also great when it's the last race of the meet. We were all very excited for that to be the last swim. So it was just that ready room's always like it's fun and chill, because everyone's just excited to be done. And so yeah, I think we were all ready to just give our last effort there and then be done on a good note.
Yeah. And so then just having time to reflect on all of your performances at World Champs. How are you feeling overall with 6 medals and 2 world titles and a lot of really solid swims under your belt?
Yeah, I know. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, that's definitely like way more than I expected coming into this summer. Um, and I was really happy to just be able to be a part of a lot of relays. I feel like that was something that was like a motivation in my training this year. Was to, I wanted to get better at the 100 free to try and help the US, improve in that relay, and just, give a good 100 free leg on a relay. And so it was great that the team was able to rely on me for those legs. And I felt like, very grateful for that. And yeah, so I was super happy with the outcome. Yeah, and it definitely, boosted my confidence going into next summer. And I'm really excited to continue training for those events.
Seems like every season you've just added an event to your repertoire. So what's the event going to be this season? Like, two fly, tuner back with
Absolutely
all that aerobic
not.
training?
Absolutely not. No, no. Maybe if they start adding 50s, we'll do those.
Man, I wish. I'm really
No.
sad that those aren't Olympic events. Do
Yeah.
you? I know it's a long way away, and I know it's premature, but are you thinking about what events you might be not only training for, but looking at competing this season as we move towards Olympic trials? Now we already have that schedule of the 9-day meet that will be.
Yeah, that's a long meet. But yeah, no, I haven't really like finalized exactly like what I'm gonna swim at trials and stuff. But I mean, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna try to, focus on the same like 5 or 6 that I did this past season. Yeah, I liked the lineup that I had for nationals. And so yeah, I think I'm not gonna really change up too much. I'm gonna stick to, what I've been training for.
I mean, in terms of that training, even if it's hundreds and 200s, it's kind of a wide array of events to train for. And we've discussed this before, but do you feel like you've kind of gotten a handle on what works best for you in terms of balancing the speed and the aerobic aspects of training for up to 200s and down to, a 50 free?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think this summer we really figured out, what was really helping me improve in a lot of my races. And we did this one like practice that we did once a week that was like a 200 freestyle kind of practice that we started doing this year that kind of we realized, it was good for helping me close my 100 free and close my 200 IM, and then also be able to, just finish a 200 breaststroke. And so that was great to kind of, have a few practices during the week where I knew it was helping multiple events. And so figuring that out definitely, I think, helps that whole process.
200 free. That's your next event.
No,
You're going to get on the relay.
that's what everyone's saying. No, I'll train for it, but I won't swim it.
Fine. Okay, so that's really interesting insight. That is the tuner free practice with Blair.
Wait, sorry, what was that?
Is that when you swim that 200 free practice? Is that with Coach Blair?
No, usually it's with Todd. Todd will run that practice, but it's usually a big group of people who do it. It's like on one day where, we're kind of in just like two groups, and half the team will do that practice and half the team will do another one.
Gotcha. Nice. Well, very cool, Kate. I as always, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and debrief this World Championships with us. I hope grad school, the beginning of it and the beginning of training goes well. Any parting thoughts for our audience before we sign off today?
No, I think that was it.
You've been listening to the SwimSwam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take SwimSwam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.